Actually, this gives me a chance to fix some issues that were going on. Some issues that are going on.
Everybody.
Working now. I hear Greg's YouTube. So we'll try this again. Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Tuesday night, May 23rd, 2023 edition. That is now 10 minutes late because we got started about 6 or 7 minutes ago, but I glanced at the screen and it said still waiting on me. So I did start the macro, so this will be interesting. Can I restart the macro? You know, this may be a very short stream tonight. We'll see what happens. Run macro. Running macro failed. Enter either one of the actions failed because yeah, the macro's already running. I'm aware of that. Okay, so this is going to be really interesting. So I'm going to skip over to here.
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds.
From the sea,
10,
said the Barnacle.
9,
Hit Barnacle
8,
Bill the sailor.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Maybe OBS has got more problems than I do.
1. We have ignition.
I've reached that point in my life where I thought I did something good. There's no golf balls today. That was a good thing. Towards the end, I got to where I was actually chipping up to the green and getting it on the green this time instead of going
from the Tony
over the green or 2 feet in front of me.
It's the Ken Stout live show.
I recognize the pothole in the roll. It's from Boston.
Production.
Yes, we were in Boston over the weekend. I'm surprised we didn't run into one another. I'll mute this real quick. Don't know what happened with that. That's crazy. That really is. I'm gonna have to start writing show notes or something. Start show. Check. Start macro. Check. Bring Zoom homies in. Check. Turn on Zoom homies at mic. Check. And to think I'll only be 64 in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 1 day, I believe it is. Not that I'm counting. I know it's June 7th and it's on a Wednesday, and tomorrow's the last Wednesday of the month, so it's almost got to be 2 weeks. Tony Wallow says, nice update. Thank you, Tony. Hopefully we are back live, and let me go see. Oh, I'm the echo. Okay, so I had an echo too. That's crazy. I give up. I hear somebody's background though. Not sure.
That was your best person.
Yeah, Alex is trying to join us.
Favorite person.
I don't know why he joins like he does, but he does. So
I'm here.
Yeah, well, we know it says Alex Cheek and it says joining, and then we know you're
Well,
here.
it's because I didn't have Zoom open before, so I had to remove the computer to install updates. I forgot to open Zoom back up and sign back in. So I had to sign back in real quick.
He had to change his background because when he got kicked out last night, he still had candy.
Probably. Brian says,
Yeah,
I see George is
and
in
that
Zoom.
too.
I don't know what Jose's deal is calling Greg George, but it's catching on with everybody.
I'm gonna be honest with something. I was gonna do a Tammy picture and say, Jim, this is for you, but then after last night I said, no, not do that.
Yeah,
No.
it's probably
Just for a joke.
First thing I thought of when I got home was, "Ooh, I better change from the doctor. Ooh, I better change that picture before I get on Zoom, or else I'll be kicked off again."
You just be put in the waiting room. All right, I think I have everything adjusted back down, although my volume still looks really low on YouTube itself. I know it's good on Zoom. You may have heard my background. Sorry, I had chili for lunch. Oh, Brian's got some good ones tonight. Jose joins us. Hello, Jose.
Hello, Ken.
Are you at an undisclosed location, or can you say where you're at tonight?
I'm
Oh,
here.
You're at your undisclosed location.
Yes. And I heard what you I heard what you said that I'm calling Greg George. I didn't started that trend, you know. Someone else did.
Really? Who started? I thought you started it.
No, I'm just following. Then in this case, I'm just following. I remember it was our homie Sean that
Yeah.
he said something about Greg calling George, you know.
Okay. Well, my apologies then. I thought you had started that. I didn't realize that was a Sean thing.
Well,
Yeah.
apologies accepted.
Go find the right button here.
I got good news today in my email after I got it from the doctor.
Well, keep us in suspense. Don't tell us.
Remember Friday when I told you I applied for the job with the city of Little Rock for the IT support position?
I think it was Sunday, but yes, I remember that.
It was Friday because it was the first day it was open that I applied. But anyway, today's Tuesday, and about 5 o'clock, I got an email saying that my application has been reviewed and has been forwarded to the hiring manager
Well, that's good.
for a possible consideration for interview. So if I hear anything else from them again, it'll be from the hiring team, probably wanting to schedule an interview.
That would be the next logical step, yes. So what were you filling out the other night? I think Sunday night you were filling out an application for
That
something.
was that application for this job.
Right.
Anyway, whether it was Sunday or whether it was Friday, it was a quick turnaround.
Well, yeah, either way, I mean.
Just a couple days to get something.
Hey, did I acknowledge Sam at the beginning when I wasn't live? I don't remember. Boy, I'm having a bad memory day.
Yeah, you need to let's watch the replay from last night.
Yeah, you said hi.
Let's watch the replay. How is watching the replay from last night going to help me identify if I said hi to Sam tonight or not?
Well, that's going to remember if you did or not.
Ski Man says, "What did I just say?" Okay, so for those of you that don't realize it, the Zoom homies and I were carrying on our conversation for about 6, 7, 8 minutes, and I thought we were live. I glanced over at the monitor to look at chat, and it says, "Waiting for Ken Stout to go live." I'm like, wait a minute. I started the macro, which I did, but I forgot to start the stream. The macro's still running. You can't stop it. The only way to stop it's to get completely out of OBS and restart OBS. I'm not even sure that'll work or not. So when I first initially started, I said, "Hello, Sam. Hello, William. Hello, Greg. Hello, Chris." And at that time, Jose and Alex weren't there. So then I realized what I'd done, and it's just going to be a long night. That's all. Just all there is to it.
And also, the doctor, when we had a hard time, a little bit harder time than normal finding the parking deck. We got turned around at the hospital trying to find the parking deck because my mom forgot where she parks because they got a whole bunch of construction going on. And then the doctor informed me while I was in there that the next time I go for my next refill, they will be in a new facility. So it'll be fun trying to find where to go next time.
You know how to find your car.
Tony. Yeah, you just take the little button and deep, and when you hear that, you kind of
Yeah,
look for the lights
but-
flashing. And
But they've got like 2 or 3 parking lots and 2 or 3 parking decks.
Well, you know what? I've been like on the road in front of a parking deck, and I've done the horn, and I can hear my truck.
I'd like to be
Well,
able
that
to.
don't exactly tell me where it is. You just hear it.
Yeah,
It's
I would
on
like.
by the opening, but
I would like to be able to sit in a parking garage, and when someone walks out and they hold their hand in the air and they go deet deet about that same time, I want to go deet deet on my car too, because they're going to be so confused.
My
Or
I've
or
done
tip
that.
the horn, one or the other.
my grandpa used to do that. He actually installed what he called an Ooga horn, and
I know.
every once in a while he would he was driving around and he saw some unsuspecting saw some unsuspecting person walking. He would
What about a
would-
horn like
he
from
would play it,
GLE?
and if it didn't,
Hello,
It
Jeff
would
Ryman from
scare-
Lost Wages.
Oh, I'm eating. So
I
I'm not
figured
gonna
you were. I
be
saw
with
you
like
flipping
a
the camera.
it was like
Yeah.
a air horn. Scared
I
the
wanted the horn like on the General Lee, but I'm afraid I'll get dirty looks.
I know a guy had a horn off a ship on there, on his under his hood.
A loud horn like that?
A horn off a off a ship.
An air horn.
No, it's one of the big cruise ship horns.
Oh, here we go. The texting starts from Mrs. K.
I saw a video where a guy had installed 3 different horn buttons in his truck. The first one was like a really quick 2 honk, like a courtesy honk. Like you would used to let somebody know that you're back, just to let somebody know that you're back there. The middle one was for like your normal honk. And the third one was really loud, obnoxious honk.
A cruise ship horn, you blow it at somebody, that will probably really piss somebody off.
I bet he did.
I bet it did too. Not to say they may have jumped
Wasn't my problem.
4 or 5 feet in the air and
But that's louder. That's louder than a 18-wheeler horn or a train horn.
We also had the English siren boxes from they use in England for the ambulances and police, the old style.
I'm not sure if it's louder than a train horn, but it's loud.
But
And I guess it wasn't illegal for him to have that since in America they use a different style of siren.
So when you get on a cruise ship, before you start cruising, they set off that you have to go to your station to be told what to do in a disaster for lifeboats and all, but they sound a big alarm. I know that's not the alarm you're talking about.
that was we had a police siren as an alarm in a work truck. If someone went in there and set the motion detector, they got the full police siren, including police sirens with lights. They walk out deaf.
William, you're close to you're close to where the cruise ships leave, aren't you?
Yeah.
do you hear the horns from them when they leave and come in?
No, but we used to do a lot of work on the port.
I just wondered if you did, if it's like trains where at some point in time it's like you don't hear the trains but everybody else does.
We hear the trains once in a while because a couple miles up there's a railroad track.
When I was at college, I heard the train heard a train whistles every day I was there, because we was had a train track right there, and it was still used, of course, so we hear the horns every day.
I'm trying to figure out what Sam is sending in the messages here. Some kind of Morse code. Give me something to work on. So Sonny Scottford says, "Oh yeah, big time. He's affected by the fires. I'm sorry to hear that." He also said that he's been here before. Great humor, it makes him laugh, and that's good. I'm glad we make other people laugh besides ourselves.
Except for me.
You laugh. You don't laugh. I know how to make you laugh. You want to make you laugh? Just say the magic word. I'll make you laugh. I'm going to count it down. 3, 2. Oh, shoot. I didn't say 1. He's not going to be ready for that. What are we having good for dinner, Jeff?
Chicken and apple sausages.
Well, that sounds good. I had
It's
chicken
just a
salad tonight.
Costco thing you buy, and you just warm them up. And I just heat them in the microwave a little, stick them between a slice of bread with some mustard on it.
We have a
Our
question.
camp, we are going to get an Aldi.
We got the other night, I got to stop and think where we got this from, but we got pre-made potato salad. I want to say it was from Walmart, and that was the best potato salad we've ever gotten from anywhere. Now, the coleslaw, I think, who left? Oh, Jose, because he's working. Now, the coleslaw, that left a lot to be desired, and the actual so-called chicken, man, I could probably go out here and catch birds in my backyard bigger than what that chicken was. It was terrible. We have a question from the chat group. Jeff, what kind of bike is that in your picture?
1 second.
354, is it not?
Yeah, it's a 354, which stands for 4 cylinders. I bought mine new in 1974, and it looked exactly like what's in the picture, literally.
Nice looking bike.
Where did Alex go?
Maybe it was Alex that left. Maybe Alex. Oh, I put Alex in the waiting room. There he is.
There he comes
He
back.
finally figured out that the waiting room is not enabled. That took longer than I expected. You need to fix that soundbar. That took entirely too long.
Because if it wasn't enabled, I would have heard. Well, I would have heard some along the lines of, "Well, doesn't he know that?"
No, it was not. The waiting room was not enabled. I just wasn't going to give you any secrets over YouTube. I wanted to see how long it would take the soundbar and you to figure out that man, I'm going to make 5 co-hosts, and we're going to have a round robin. I'm going to go, they're going to go. I'm going to go, they're going to go. And guess who's going to be in and out of the waiting room all night long? You're going to be like Lionel Richie. You do know who Lionel Richie is, right?
No. He's some blind guy that sings.
You're half right. I don't think he's
sings.
blind.
Plays piano.
No, that'd be Stevie Wonder.
Or Ray Charles.
Or Ray Charles, yes.
Lionel Richie, did he play a xylophone at one time?
I'm not sure the instruments he played. He started out with the Commodores.
Yes.
How many people remember the Commodores?
Mhm.
I think that was a little bit before my time.
I remember the name. Can I answer a question in the chat?
You may.
No.
Did I miss a question? Go ahead. Please answer. Do my job, Jeff. Go ahead.
Well, no. This is Brian's next to last comment, and it comes from a place right below the tail of the chicken.
Oh, the Nuggets. I saw that.
I'm familiar with the Commodore 60. I know about the Commodore 64, but never had
Commodores
one.
were a singing group before there was a Commodore 64 computer.
I believe one of the hits from the Commodores was 3 Times a Lady or something like that. I see Jose's back. Josh Kender joins us. Hello, Josh.
Hello, people.
We are the Zoom homies. We are not people. If you're going to address us properly.
You said the Commodores and Alice.
Oh, we
think
all
the
been on the-
Commodore 64.
Hmm.
I can't put you in the waiting room. I was going to. Yeah, so did Brian. Brian
Yeah.
said Commodore 64.
Well,
Who
here's
sang Brick House? Let's go down musical memory lane here for a moment.
Lionel Richie was one of the Commodores,
I knew that.
and they opened for the Jackson 5 at one point,
And yeah, that doesn't surprise
according
me.
to Wikipedia.
So does anybody remember the song Brick House?
Yeah,
You know who sang it, Greg?
I can't remember.
Anybody else remember the song Brick House?
No.
No.
Sounds familiar, but I can't.
Well, Ski Man
The
says
Brick
Commodores. Winterman
House.
says Commodores. No, Brick House was sang by the Ohio Players.
Hmm.
They also had a hit called Fire, where they went, Fire! That's all I'm going to do for that, because you guys will leave. Yeah, she's a Brick House. Yeah. Pink Floyd. Yeah, Tony got it. It was Pink Floyd. Thank you, Tony.
My mother's car is on Sirius XM on 60 channel, so I like listening to that.
Oh, there was good music back then. I'll huff and I'll puff, Brian. I haven't listened to a radio station. Gosh. Other than sports. Now, I do listen to sports on the radio, and that's only football and basketball. But music, no. Can't even begin to tell you. 15 years, 16 years, something like that.
Because a lot of stations just don't sound good.
Brian's quoting the lyrics now. She's a brick house. She's mighty, mighty, just letting it all hang out. Yeah, Brian's on it. Funny. Do
A lot
what,
of
Chris?
stations are overmodulated.
We used to say good looking woman was built like a brick house sometimes.
Yes. With a little adjective in front of it. So, man, I just cannot get things right.
The
today.
Commodores still exist, and I do not recognize any of their members.
Well, send me a link. I'll go look at it.
Well, just look up for them in Wikipedia.
I don't use Wikipedia. That's too advanced for me. I'm a Google guy. Google is your friend. I've heard that now. I'm not a Google spokesman. So, Josh, are you still with us? Did Joshy leave?
Nope.
I got a question for him.
His mic's off.
He's probably talking in a box off.
Well,
You know, that's Joshy.
You know, when he gets back, I do have a question on him.
well, he's there, but he was holding up something in his hand. Looked like something to eat or drink. I couldn't tell which.
Oh, this is good. Google says Commodores, often called the Commodores. That's good to know. Good thing they weren't called Commodores, often called the Joneses. Maybe I should go to Wikipedia. Oh, that is from Wikipedia. Never mind.
Well, sometimes they put the adjective "the" in front of it. Sometimes they don't. What the point of that is?
I
You got
didn't
me.
want to even bother you guys, but I've got my camera off.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
brick house 3 times a lady. You were correct about that.
Sail On, Easy.
Hmm.
Easy was a good hit.
3 times a lady. That's where it goes. Once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Right.
I think
That would
so.
be it.
I think Kenny Rogers, the country singer, also sang that.
Yes,
Probably.
he did.
Probably did.
One
Kind of a crossover song. It wasn't exactly country. It was kind of a adult.
one of the guys said how they got their name. They opened a dictionary and randomly picked a word, and they got the Commodores. But he said we looked that way, almost became the Commodes, which was right next to the Commodores dictionary.
So we could discuss this after the stream. Stone Temple Pilots. Does anyone have heard of them?
Yeah.
That is not their original name, but we cannot discuss that on this family-friendly YouTube channel. Well, I got them all thinking now. Brian Lightfoot, Hank Williams Sr. died in 1953. You might be thinking of Hank Jr. He must be referring to Chris.
Hank Jr. is not dead.
No, he said Hank Williams Sr. died in 53. You might be thinking of Hank Jr., but I don't know if he's I'm not keeping up with chat. It's just not a good night for me to stream at all. I should have stopped I should have stopped when I realized the damn thing didn't start. Oh, me. So, Jeff, have you been listening to the stream, or do I need to rehash the golf real quick?
I didn't hear about the golf.
336644444. There we go. Rehash. That's as quick
All
as I
right.
can do it. Not in that order either. I did open with a 3 and a 4, and then in between that was 2 6s, and the rest were 4s. I did actually close on. I opened 3-4 and I closed 3-4. Let's put it that way. 1 and 2 were 3-4. 8 and 9 were 3-4. That's irony for you right there.
Somehow, because of watching your golf stuff on YouTube, I've been getting suggestions for a lot of golf videos.
There's a couple of them that I like to watch.
And there was one that came up today about and said, "You like this for a bogey?" And the guy was like, still out on the fairway someplace, not too far from the green, and hit it up. It went right onto the green and into the hole for a bogey. And he was very happy to get it, apparently.
I had which I can show you guys later if you're interested. I had about a 12-foot putt that I needed on hole number 8 for a par, and I made it. And it was a no doubt. I mean, it wasn't. I don't want to say it was a no doubter, but it wasn't one of those. Oh please, oh please, oh please. I hit it well, and it went in the hole, so I was happy. But I basically practiced this afternoon. I got to a point where I'm like, I've got to change something. So I changed my stance. I changed my grip. I changed my aiming point. I changed my swing. I changed too many things at one time to be effective, but still 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 is nothing to really sneeze about. And then when I ended, I actually stayed at the ninth. Nobody was behind me for 6 holes, so I practiced chipping up on it. I got pretty good. I got very confident in what I was doing with the club I was using. I'll just put it that way. Hello, Brian. We are
Good
standing
evening.
by. What kind of difficulties are you having?
Just the jet lag, that kind of stuff. And plus,
Oh, it says technical, so that's why I ask.
well, it's the loss of the mental faculties.
Typical.
Well,
So when my niece and
Who
them
said
got back out,
typical?
I did big homie, and hearing loss is another typical thing.
What?
Hearing loss is another.
Well,
typical.
yeah, listen to Ken going, what?
I
Hearing loss, Ken. HEREING. Hearing loss.
Why are we talking about human resources? I'm lost.
I'm waiting for the comments now. He can't even spell.
Oh, I
So
can't
my-
spell.
my
She
niece
just
got
Googled it,
back
boom, you
out in
got her.
California, and they got sick. Her and my great niece. I don't know if it's COVID or not, but it's kind of like COVID symptoms.
That's not good.
Where did you get the background, Ken?
I
That's his
Googled
house.
that. It says down there in the lower
Oh.
right-hand corner. I got a lot of my beginning backgrounds I got off of Google, but I'm more now getting into making my own backgrounds. Not that they're any better. Probably they're probably not, but I like them.
She called in and her
I like the blue, that's why
She works at Best Buy on weekends, and she called into work, and she had the doctor's excuse. They told her they were going to write her up.
So I made that one. That's my son. I made that for his birthday. You all have seen that.
Yep.
That was.
I don't remember how relevant this is. I don't remember how new, how recent this information is.
Wait a minute
But
before you speak, Alex. Okay, go ahead. I'm ready.
But I saw a video recently, a couple of days ago, that it was some guy some new news company interviewing some guy about because he apparently got fired from his job because his daughter had died, and they would not let him not come into work on the day his daughter died.
That's
So he didn't.
I
terrible.
saw a headline about that. I don't know.
When he
if
didn't
it's
come
true
into
or not.
work, they said your services are no longer needed.
It's called bereavement, and I don't know why he wouldn't get that for his daughter.
Well, this was on the day she died, supposedly. This was one of those like headline things you see on the front of Yahoo or whatever.
Okay. I must have
Didn't
missed
follow up
that.
on it. I don't know if it was real or not.
Yeah, who knows?
So one weekend, my great niece was sick, and one of the managers had something smart to say about that when she called in.
Can I answer Brian's question? Who am I?
No,
Well, my heart went.
no,
You gotta go on it. Brian, you take all the fun out of this. That's it. I'm leaving. I'm taking my ball and going somewhere else.
I got it.
Oh,
I got
please,
to
please.
answer the one where that one was sick and the manager said she couldn't, she had to come to work. Go give him a big kiss on the lips.
Ken,
There.
please,
Yes, sir,
Ken.
Mr. Jose Alvarez, Photo Mix Media. PMM.
Please.
Boy, I don't like that
Yeah.
one. Go ahead, Jose.
Yeah, please take a boss and take him to the hose.
There's one thing that bothers me about this job working for the city, and that's that it does say in the job description that it is considered an essential job as it relates to their inclement weather policy. So it means if it's storming or tornado or whatever, I still have to come into work.
Well, normally
Hopefully.
you wouldn't stay away from work just for a normal thunderstorm. I think they're probably thinking more about winter weather, that sort of thing.
So I made this background and with my big avatar in the way you can't see it.
Alex, will your van run if it's winter weather?
If there's snow on the ground and it's icy, whatever. If it's snowing and it's icy and like the college and like my college is closed, no.
How much snow do you get in Arkansas?
If you
We
get
probably we may get on average probably 3 or 4. It might snow for a day or two,
3 or
3
4
days.
inches, 3 or 4 feet. What? 3 or 4 what?
Millimeters? I don't know how much, but when it does snow around here, it'll snow for a day or 2, maybe 3, and then go away. It's only around for a few days. It's not around for weeks on end like it is in Minnesota.
So when you were going to college back in 1920, how was your transportation during the winter?
When
you were going, let me rephrase the question so it's in the language that you'll understand. When you were going to college 10 years ago in 1930, how reliable was your transportation company in the winter?
I didn't have to deal with that because when it was snowing and icy, the college was closed and also the transportation company was closed.
Sissies.
Okay, that answers the
Can't
question.
believe that.
Well, that answers the question. Your transportation company doesn't work when the roads are icy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at.
No, you were living in 1930?
I was wondering when someone was going to pick up that I said 2 different years.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything.
It's okay.
Yeah,
My memory and we get along just fine.
We might get ice and snow 1 week out of the year. Other than that, it's pretty much.
What's your golf courses like down there?
I'm not the person you need to ask. Call one of the country clubs over here and
I
ask
don't know
them.
anybody at the country club. I know you. Why would I call someone at the country club I don't even know? What's your internet speed like in your neck of the woods? If I'm going to move there, I got to know these important questions.
A gig, just like you got.
Well, if you can answer my golfing question, we might have a deal.
Well,
Let me go
I
catch up on
I
chat
probably
now.
got better. I probably living in Arkansas. I'll probably have better golfing conditions here than you do up there
More than
in
likely,
Indianapolis. Since we have a whole lot less winter weather than y'all do. You could probably golf
Probably.
just about. You could probably golf just about year round here.
Well, I've actually played golf so far at least once a month for every month this year, which is odd. You know, I mean, it is unique. You usually don't play golf in January, February, and March.
But
for
now
10,000 points, courtesy of the Nightbot. Who am I? I have sworn.
I'll send you
I
$1,
had
Ken,
have
if you get
sworn.
this.
I'm not going to Google it, but your English is worse than mine. I have sworn
Hey, I didn't write the lyrics.
that with time, thoughts of you leave my head. I was wrong. Now I find just one thing makes me forget.
But now you can play indoor golf, so you can literally play golf every.
I know you know this one, Ken. If I told
Google it, but
if
can
I told you the person, will you give me the title?
Okay, we'll try that.
UB40.
Oh, I'm not a big UB40 fan, so
Who's that?
exactly. Got me.
Ah, damn, Wintermute. Don't look at chat. Wintermute got it.
What, the one that says red wine? Rick Lake's
Yeah.
red wine. I'm not a big UB40 fan.
You don't remember red wine?
I remember that.
I'm drunk all the time.
That's saying
That's a
something.
different one.
No. For some reason, now that wasn't Bono, right? He was U2 or
Right.
something like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah, Bono's you too.
All right.
Even
No,
I heard of that one.
UB40 got me. It's like the guy or the group that sings the balloon song from Germany.
99 Luftballons.
99 Luftballons, yeah. Have you heard of Kraftwerk? I guess tonight we're gonna have musical remembrance. Do you remember Kraftwerk?
I love Kraftwerk.
Oh,
What
good.
about
somebody has heard of him?
I have.
Thank you.
what about
They're one of the original
My
techno
Beautiful
groups.
Balloon?
Yeah,
I like the song Autobahn. I love the lyrics too. Bon, 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 it's Autobahn. Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant!
See, they used to play all these songs at Kroger too.
Well, you go into some of your Krogers and your Walmarts, and I think
Back in
maybe
the
it was
day.
Rural King. They've got decent music playing.
I don't know much about the music y'all are talking about, but to be part of the conversation, I got a question. I got a question for everybody. Does anybody
Again,
know
keep
how,
it in suspense. Don't ask the question.
Does
Say, I
anybody
got a question,
know-
and then don't ask it.
Does anybody know without Googling who is the how do you say this? Who is the largest radio company in the US?
You made me guess. I would say Sinclair.
Clear Channel.
Cumulus Media or somebody like that.
It's
Or
actually the company that
PR.
it's actually the company that makes the company that runs iHeartRadio app, iHeartMedia. They own the most stations.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's not clear.
They bought
Yeah,
out a bunch of stations. iHeartMedia.
But Alice, usually Cumulus Cumulus stations are the ones that have the iHeart.
We got quite a few stations here in Arkansas that are now iHeart stations. Couple of them are country stations, and there's a few others.
Yeah, and it's instead of nowadays used to if a station used a satellite stream or used a satellite signal back in the day, say one in this town used a satellite signal and the next town down the road used the same signal, they would be the same music. But nowadays, they got a different stream.
Yeah, I looked this up earlier, and I think this is, they said, it says, iHeartMedia owns, 800 and something, 885 stations across
No. Get your facts right. 855. I'm looking right at it. I did
I'm
Google
gonna
it.
go backwards here a little bit. Ken will find this of some interest. I've never heard of UB40,
I still.
but looking it up, they're gonna be in the Palms here on July 22nd.
Now the song Red, Red, White, I have actually heard that and it's running through my head, but I had no idea who did it.
They're going to be in Fresno. I can't believe that. In Fresno.
So they've got to be a tad bit older.
I can believe that. Fresno's a decently big city.
That has no internet speed. Yeah.
Not according to Brian and Tim. They have
July
crappy,
23rd.
crappy
According to
speed.
Doug, he sits in an island. Is Fresno an island?
No.
Okay, so Doug's just a little bit confused.
Doug's
I sure
like
hope
me.
he's not watching tonight.
Doug's like me. All Doug knows is Doug's 4 walls in his house of his office. That's all he knows.
He was talking about where he lives is sort of like an island out in the away from the city.
Okay, gotcha.
I got a Brian question here.
Uh-oh.
No, this is just about UB40 and being in
Kinda
Fresno.
like
They
stealth
have
mode.
supposed to be at the Libby Bowl in Ojai, California at 7 p.m. on the 23rd. And they're supposed to be in Fresno at 8 p.m. on the 23rd.
Got to be close together then, huh?
And just was wondering, yeah, but that would mean their concert at one was less than an hour unless they can walk out the door of one and right into the other one. How far are you from Ojai, California?
I don't even know where it's at.
OJAI. I think it's Ojai.
Yeah, I've heard it before, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Jeff,
Yes, sir.
in this case, Google Maps is your friend.
Well, I'm looking now. Want to see how far it is from Fresno.
So they have
it's
two
not
concerts
too far
scheduled
from
in
my
two different
cousins in
cities
Santa
on the
Paula.
same night.
Have you get my email about Jim?
About Jim?
Yeah.
I got your email about some nonsense about AI today.
Yeah, that was my rant about Microsoft.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to scare Microsoft, Joshy. You can rant and rave all you want, but you're not going to. They're just going to go like this. They're going to go, Josh, who? That's all they're going to do. If they even do that. And yes, I forwarded your link to Jim last night about the radio stuff, or is there another one?
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
I don't even think the president. I don't even think the president could change Microsoft's mind if the president said he didn't like Windows 11.
Microsoft's going to do what they want on it.
Exactly. Now his rant was rather funny to read. I read it.
Yeah, it's funny because he can't spell.
Well, he don't spell. He talks into the machine, and the machine translate what he says based on the interpretation of what it thinks he's saying.
Right.
He doesn't spell anything. That's like when he says "thank you," the machine thinks he says.
That's
thank
why
you.
it's funny.
So you can't fault him for that. It's a stupid machine. I sure hope that when Skylink or Skynet or whatever it is that Arnold's worried about, when it takes over, I sure hope they have better communication. When someone says thank you, they go, thank you, thank you. That could be scary.
It should autocorrect.
Yeah, you would think so in today's.
Have you ever seen what you get from autocorrect on your stupid phones?
Yes, all the time.
You gotta.
I hate autocorrect on my phone.
I have
admit, I do what I can, and I do pretty well.
I have never actually. There's a lot of crazy. You get a lot of crazy stuff from autocorrect on your phone, but I've never accidentally, to the best of my knowledge, I've never accidentally sent anybody cuss words.
Oh,
From
really?
Yes,
correct.
you have. You sure
I
have.
Well, name
I
some.
give it to my wife all the
I
time.
have, but I meant to, but I have,
You
but
are
I meant
such.
to.
Are
and
you
it would
running
put,
for
like-
governor of Arkansas yet? I need to know. Have you stepped up from the mayor of Sheridan to governor of Arkansas?
I have not. We got a pretty good governor right now.
What's her name?
No warden name is Sarah Huckabee.
Oh, Huckabee from Arkansas?
Yeah,
Yes.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
It's a whole lot better than
ACDC.
Newsom or
Tony
Wa-
says Hell's Bells. I know that one. ACDC.
It's a whole lot better than whatever California and Nevada and Pennsylvania have.
You don't like Nevada's governor?
Who's your governor?
Joe Lombardo, former
Oh, yeah, he just got
Republican
elected.
sheriff of Clark County.
Or no, he's on his way out, is he not?
No, he just got in.
Oh, I thought he got.
Well, that depends. Is he Republican
Never
or
mind.
Democrat?
What's that?
I'm lost.
Is he Republican or Democrat?
He's Republican.
Well, then I probably like him, but I just don't know who
So
he
who
is.
was your previous governor?
Oh, the guy used to be on the county commission here in Clark County.
Sisolak.
Yeah, Steve Sisolak.
Yeah, okay. That's right.
Alice, there's good Republicans, there are bad Republicans. There's good Democrats, there are bad Democrats.
That's right. There's good and bad in all walks of life.
My previous governor, it was Asa Hutchinson. ASA Hutchinson.
Yeah. Right.
What's the son?
Lombardo.
Asa.
Asa.
So Brian's got
Grandfather's middle name was Asa.
remembering back in the day when I first joined Facebook, I belonged to a couple groups. We would do the same thing you're doing. No Googling allowed. You'd put lyrics in and someone had to guess what it was. That was really fun.
There used to be a show on the TV with Wayne Brady called "Up for the Lyrics," and they'd play a song with the band, and then they had to guess.
That's a lot like Name That Tune, isn't it? Where they go, I can name that tune in one note. I've always wanted somebody to go, oh, I can name that tune in a half a note. Followed by, I can name it in a quarter note.
I would rather be on a game show like that, than I would rather be on a game show like that as opposed to like Wheel of Fortune or Deal or No Deal, where you have no control over anything. It's just random luck, I guess you call it.
And naming song tunes is not random luck?
Well,
no, because it's one of them things you either know it or you don't.
Well, I have never seen the show, so I really can't speak of it.
Wheel of Fortune is a combination of luck in the spin and the skill in solving the puzzle once you get the spin done.
And the ability to spell.
Yep.
And then once you spell,
but you can't,
the ability to speak.
But my point is that you can't control where the wheel lands when you spin it.
No. So on this game, on this show with the music, can you control what songs you get to choose or the category?
Give you a choice of 2 songs. You get to choose which
when
one
you used to have Name That Tune, you had nothing to say about what song they were playing.
No, not at all.
Sometimes a radio station will play like some of the song, and then the first or whatever number of person calling in, they win something.
Yeah.
Whatever
I've tried that a couple of times, but I've never won anything.
Well, on those things like that, you basically have to start dialing early.
Yeah.
And hope that it doesn't ring before they actually open the phone line to take the rings.
Yeah.
So Brian, what's behind door number 1? You have just won $100,000. Do you want to give that up for what's behind door number 1?
They do a Saturday night show.
3? I get $100,000 in my hand, and I ain't changing it for nothing.
No.
You know?
What they do here is they'll announce, you need to call in a certain number, and they'll announce it like one time. And if you don't memorize that number, type it in right then into your phone. and call immediately as soon as they start playing the next song, you won't.
Oh,
you
poor
won't,
Alex.
you
He
won't
has
have a,
no idea
won't
what
have
it
a
was
chance.
like back in the day when you had to pick the phone up and actually dial the numbers on
Yeah,
the
well,
rotary phone.
Yeah, you ought to have to play that on a rotary phone, Alex.
Yeah, you should.
I once won an all expense paid trip to Arkansas. It was worth tens of dollars, they said.
No, nobody. They're not going to be giving away. Nobody's going to give away a vacation to Arkansas. Nobody wants to come here.
There's a couple of things in Arkansas that aren't bad. Have you ever been to the diamond mine?
Yes.
All right.
We
Went
went on
there
a school,
one day on my
we went on a
honeymoon
school
years
field
ago.
trip.
Alice, up in northwestern Arkansas, there's some kind of passion play thing. You ever heard of that? I forgot what it's called.
Yes, I've been once. I think it's called the Passion Play.
The Passion Play, yeah.
Eureka Springs. It's close. It's as close as you can get to Missouri without going to Missouri.
Alex knew
Stuff
all
up
there
there
was
that's
to
not
know
too
about
far from Branson,
Arkansas.
Missouri, too. There's some nice country up
It's
there.
close to Branson, yeah. Eureka
Yeah.
Springs.
If you leave the Eureka Springs where the Passion Play is, you're basically in Branson.
Yeah.
Alex
there's
knew
a
all
local-
about Branson in Arkansas. That's not in Arkansas. It's in Missouri.
Well, Branson, other than Arkansas, other than places in Arkansas, Branson. I've been to Branson at least a dozen times, literally.
There's a local
They
radio
call you by
station.
name when you show up now, do they?
Local radio station on Saturday night here.
I got him thinking.
You have to call it. You call in, request old country music, and it's always busy.
I miss those days.
Now that all of our stations around, or a lot of our stations are owned by iHeart, what they do is the country station here in Little Rock. What they do is if you want to request a song, they have a little microphone built into the iHeart Radio app when you're on that station page, and you just click on that microphone and ask them, tell them that you want to hear whatever song. And then
when you
But
request
this
it, do you tell
station,
them
they'll
this is the
play you
mayor of
on the air,
Sheridan?
and you can say who you want to send it out to, and all that.
Yeah, they used to do that as well.
Or you can text them. You can text it in too.
Yeah, so us old people, as Alex would say, how many of you and myself have actually called in a radio station and requested a song?
I know.
Long time ago.
I have.
Brian? Or William? Brian.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you in a minute. Yes, you have?
Well, you can still do it here on Saturday night.
Brian, have you ever called in and requested a song on the radio station?
Not that I remember.
Really? That's surprising. George? Well, he's been being called.
this is going to surprise some people. I still occasionally listen to AM. There's one AM station that around here that I listen to.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the real quick goodbyes going because the stream is ending. It's gone by with the names of everyone. If you'd like to join us, I don't have Zoom on there. Send me an email, kstoutz00m@gmail.com, and we'll get you the credentials. You can join this fray we call the Zoom homies, and then you can chat with us afterwards, because that carries on sometimes for 4 and 5, 6, 10, 12, 14 hours later. Tomorrow night will be 10:30, and I will be on time tomorrow night. I'm putting my foot down tomorrow and saying, woman.
So you're going to limp into the show tomorrow, huh? One-legged.
Come in all bandaged up.
I think we need to start a side pool on whether or not he makes it by 10:30.
Has anybody heard about the new restrictions they're supposedly supposed to be putting on over-the-air free antenna TV? They say that with ASTC or ATSC,
Good night, everybody on YouTube.